Hi ho, I am Igroglaz and today I'll tell you everything about Cycle Idle RPG. This is hidden gem, one of the most underestimated idle gems, idle gems among Steam games. So this is very good idle game. Let's go to my character. So it's what happened when I was away, and this game could look like a bit maybe not the most beautiful at once, but it's very good designed and very interesting. Especially I love how classes done, and yeah, so this is very good game. First thing I want to recommend it. Now in this video, in this guide, I'll tell some advices for new players. And first thing which you want to focus in this game, it's to opening ability slots. So at first you have only 3 ability slots, but then later on you could open more. To do it, you just advance through the game. So you open new territories. At first you start at first zone, where you fight with starfish. And yeah, let me explain some stuff, by the way. Let's start with this basic thing. So each monster in this game, it has knowledge which you could get from it. So when you kill certain monster, you get knowledge, and upon getting through certain thresholds, you get a new properties. For example, strength, some stat points, some recipes for item crafting, and more interesting stuff. So your goal when you just start and progress through the game, it's to get level 4 on knowledge at each monster, because yeah, level 5 it's hard to get, but sometimes it might be worth it. But level 4 you could kind of want to make at all monsters. It's first thing. So also monsters, they drop some reagents, and you want to increase drop chance of these reagents with a special skill and stats. And yeah, also monsters, they could make different types of damage, different abilities they have, so you need to change your build constantly to be able to have good chances. So when you fight with a monster, your best friend in this game, it's button predict here on top of the screen to the right, predict button. So you should, every time when you fight monster, you press this button and you look how much you experience do, how much you these guys you kill per hour. But the most important thing is the last one. It says time, how much time you would die. For example, if I remove this block, which block skill, which reduce physical damage. So, for example, I'll replace it on something that's this, for example. Let's take a predict, and you see that now 20% of time I'll die. I'll die, which is bad. So your goal to make certain build which would prevent you from dying. So I wear the shield, and you see now I do not die. So your goal, each time when you fight with any monster, try to stay alive as much as you could. Also, what I love about this game is it's offline game. You could there is no difference between burning your phone or PC, so you could just close the game and you would have the same output. So this predict, it's very honest, and this is very nice. So it's first advice, you should try to be alive when you fight with the monsters. So if you have monster which is too hard for you, you might want to first fight with monsters which are previous from different branches. You would always have some options of beating weaker monsters until you are ready to fight with the last one. So, because your goal, of course your main goal, is to open new nodes. So you would get new knowledge, new items, and eventually new islands. So this is just first island, there are more. Yeah, it's important thing. And when you fight, you level up certain classes. At first, when I just started to play, I level up only warrior, and I also level up mainly strength, which is not really good strategy, because later on monsters would have very different abilities. Some would be immune to fire, some would be immune to ice. For example, right now I'm fighting with this Vermin King. I attack him with ice damage, with frost damage, and he is immune to fire, but there are a lot of monsters which are immune to ice, so I would need to use different build. So it's not possible to play this game with only one class. And actually warrior it's worst class in the game. Let's talk about classes. Why warrior bad? Because he used strength as main modifier for his fighting skills, strength. So other classes, for example hunter, and it's the only class which use strength. Other classes, for example hunter, it use dexterity, and also rogue use dexterity. So actually hunter and rogue, it's dexterity classes. It means that later on, when you just start to play, my advice is not to focus at one stat, but spend all points equally to everything. It's good start. But later on, at second island, later on you would need to make more focused builds. And then being warrior, it's sometimes it might be good, maybe, but being, for example, going into dexterity, it's good because you have fire attack, you have ice attack, and also you have physical attack. So 3 types of attacks you have with one stat. With the warrior you have only 2, physical and lightning. Another option is mage, which has spirit, yeah, and fire, and druid. He is also intelligence. He has lightning and spirit. So also 3 types of attacks. So warrior, you might think that, oh, let me be warrior all the time. No, it's not like this. It doesn't work like this. And actually, when you just start to play, when you play at first island, I recommend to open all classes. Just look at their abilities. This would be useful, and it would be much easier because they have, actually you are bound to open all classes because they have passive ability, which you do not need to equip. It also always working. So where your goal in this game, when you just start to play, open all classes and get this passive ability class perk for each class, which is opened at level 25 of the class. But better to make all classes till level 30, so you would see the last abilities also. So the thing is that about stats, yeah, because it's a very popular question, I think. Which build to make, which stats to gain? The answer is that you need all stats eventually, because what you want in this game, you want your goals. First goal is to push. You might choose it. There is other goals. Some other goals could be farm reagents, for example. So you might want to farm reagents, certain reagents, to maximize their drop chance. And to maximize their drop chance, you need class skills. For example, this plunder skill, it increases probability of finding artificial reagents, and this depends on strength. Then hunter has skill scavenge, and its specialty is finding creature reagents, and this requires dexterity. So you see, when you want to farm certain resource, you want to make this chance as high as possible, and you want to put as much as possible into this stat. But when you just start to play, again, first island, it's definitely 100% easy to go through it with mixed build. So I advise you to go with mixed build. Do not put anything here too high, I mean, among this strength, dexterity, intelligence. You want, so in your talents, which is main level, there is a class levels, like warrior level, hunter level, and there is main level. Main level, it's your main experience. So here you want to put a lot of stuff in hit points, because hit points, the more you have, the faster regen you would have, and the highest chance of surviving you would have. So it's the only way to get hit points, because yeah, there is a rebirth thing. So when you make rebirth, you could get this rebirth points, and you could put them into basic stats, but there is no health. So the only way to increase your health, it's this main X. So I advise you to put a lot of points into hit point, not a lot, but necessary amount to stay alive. So if you fight with certain monster, you covered resistances, which you need to survive, but you still die a lot. It means that you need to put more points to hit points. Then some all other stuff, for example, you see I made bad build, so there is this strength, it's too much strength, it shouldn't be here. But okay, so it's not a big deal, because at first island, again, it's best thing it's to spend all stuff equally. So there is also class X where you could increase experience gain with certain classes. So the idea is that you should put everywhere like same amount of points when they are not cost too high, because the higher value you have, the more it costs. So very important and very powerful thing, it's armor. And with this armor you could actually make focused build. For example, if you take hunter, it has frost resistance, and rogue, which has fire resistance, and you want to focus at this dexterity build, then you could you could ignore fire and frost here and put more to physical, spirit, and lightning resistance, and this way you could make focused build. It's possible, and you would need it later on at like second island. So it's a good thing to do. Or if you, for example, rebirth too much. About rebirthing we will talk a bit later. So just the idea is not to focus on something except hit points. Points, it's important thing. Now, considering rebirth, when you just start to play, you would have a lot of this rebirth things, rebirth glyphs. So rebirth glyphs, it's most important glyph. There is such system. Every day you receive certain amount of glyphs. It's like a gift, and every day you get some. And among them there is some most important glyph. It's rebirth glyph. All other, they are not really important at start, at least. So this rebirth glyph, there is a way to improve this gift system. So you could get bigger amount of certain glyphs through the gift every day. For doing this, you spend omniglyphs. It's you also get them from this gift. So you could spend them on certain things. And my advice to spend this omniglyph only at rebirth glyph, This way you would get more rebirth gifts, rebirth glyphs, which is the most important thing in this game, because with these glyphs it's possible to make rebirth without losing your progress. So if I'll make rebirth right now, my main level, class levels, talents, it's all would be resetted. And actually it's not bad, because here I have mistake, this strength, but imagine how long you need to go back to level up all these classes again till level 30. It's a huge thing. But at first, when you just start to play, you get plenty of these rebirth glyphs. So my advice, do not spend them right on. Wait at least like 1 or 2 days per spending, maybe 3 days even. Do not spend it too often, because later on you would have not so much of them. And it would take time for you to level up rebirth glyphs upgrade. So you see, I need 8 omni glyphs to level up it, so I would get 39 per day. Right now I'm having only 24. So yeah, do not spend all these glyphs right on, because it may, like, you may think at first, okay, I have a lot, let me do rebirth twice per day. No, it's a bad thing. Because yeah, you see, I have a lot of rebirth points, but I can't make rebirth right now because I have only 75 rebirth glyphs, while I need to have 100. So yeah, try to save them, and do rebirth only with these glyphs, because yeah, losing all this stuff, it's okay sometimes when you move to another island, when you want to really remake your character to focus on certain build, into farming certain reagents or something like this. But when you just start to play, when you're still at first island, you do not need to reset anything. Okay, next thing, considering inventory and these reagents. Why they are important? Because there is a crafting system, so you could craft different ammunition, and each has like 5 levels, and you could if you, for example, I have right now these boots. They are level 1 and they are equipped already. So if I'll press craft, I'll make it level 2 and they already would be equipped too. So don't be afraid. Eventually you would need a lot of different equipment. Why I have only basic one? Because right now I'm making focus on plants. Yeah, we will talk about plants later. This game is quite deep, yeah. So the thing is that yeah, crafting, it's very important thing, and you would eventually need different types of equipment. For example, these boots, they give frost armor, so it's important thing. For example, these pants give fire armor. You would also might need them later on. This gives lightning armor and physical. So each type of equipment, eventually you would need it. So yeah, crafting, it's important. So you need to farm. These reagents. These reagents. So it's kind of what you should do. And yeah, and to equip it, there is a kind of, it's not maybe the most comfortable UI interface, but still, yeah, crafting and equipment, it's a different thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's what I have here. I have only basic equipment right now. Next thing which you would open, it's garden. Yeah, but yeah, I forgot. Important thing is to open these ability slots. So how to open them? Yeah, you just open new areas, and you would get new slots, for example, from garden. So there's different plants which you could grow, and one of them it's Casus, which give you extra ability slot at level 10. So you need to upgrade these plants and harvest them. By the way, I actually in most of the games I really hate planting and growing these things, but in this game it's made very good. So I enjoy it. It's not overburdened, it's not too much. Yeah, and I spent most of my materials right now. I spent them on, yeah, see, like here. I spent them on getting these seeds. So I spent them all to buy this new materials for plants and new plants. So your goal when you're just opening these plants, it's to buy all of them, because yeah, they give you very good bonuses, these plants. Yeah, another thing which would open, it's a card game. By the way, very good done. I'm not a fan of card games, but this one is fun. It's fun. If you are tired of playing it, you can buy just this reward saving, and you would play it automatically. So you wouldn't need to do it. And here you also open ability slot. So through the game you would just open more and more the slots, and which would make your progress easier. Those you would increase your mana, for example, so you would be able to get another damaging ability. So Rogue, no, not Rogue, but Druid. Well, not Druid, but okay, sorry, Mage. Yeah, Mage has another damaging ability, the last one. So I think that if you increase your mana much more, you would be able to make much more damage. Right now I have not so many mana, but maybe even it's enough. Yeah, I think we could go with them with this second ability. So let's try it. Let's change our build. Let's see predict. Now I still have 5% chance of losing, but still. So this is min-maxed game. So you need to look to find the best possible build for different situations. So it's kind of what you want. You could think, maybe how I could use this ability. You could replace it, for example, with the most useless thing, and for me it's here enhanced reagent drop, because it's too small right now anyway, so we could easily replace it. So let's take a look. Right now I could kill 89 vermin per hour, and if I'll use this skill in my build, I would have 94, you see, and I do not die. So this way you could improve builds and think. There are a lot of things which you could customize in this game with this building system, so it's really interesting. So finally there is a store, and you could spend some eternal essence. Developer always have one active code which you could spend. So there is a menu. No. Yeah, there is a menu where you could enter the code. Just get it in game Discord and get small amount of this eternal essence premium currency. You could buy it to support developer, and you could spend it at different stuff. There are some interesting options here, and it's always only one code available, and it's changing from time to time. So you if old code doesn't work, look for new one, but it's always only one. It's quite funny. So folks, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped you, and subscribe to my channel. I make guides in best idle games. Have a good day. Bye bye.